Recording has started.
Talking about torture.
I want to get it on the recording.
103 FM, Cat
I
Radio.
want to get it. I want to get on the recording that I've been threatened with the possibility of me having to sleep on either the floor or outside amongst the
Buddy,
rodents.
you absolutely weren't threatened that you were gonna sleep on the floor. What are you talking about?
Oh wow! No,
We never did that.
wow. Okay. Yeah.
We're your friends, Justin. Why would we say we're gonna make you sleep outside?
Or on the floor.
Yeah.
Great. Now I'm getting gaslit. This is awesome.
You definitely weren't threatened with sleeping on the floor of a bathroom of all places.
Yeah,
Or in the
No.
tub.
It was either the bathroom with the possibility of getting visited by a
dog,
dog at some point, or
staying with
sleeping
you and then
outside
leaving you.
under the porch or something. You know, it's just
Yeah,
I don't get a lot of
I don't know
options.
what you're talking about.
No
So
idea.
far,
Anyway,
so far what
Justin,
I think I'm gonna
Justin,
do.
Justin, you're a bitch for even
Wow.
insinuating or even thinking that we would make you sleep on the floor or outside.
You know what? So far, I'm gonna find me a very tough sheet, and then just with like a nail and hammer, just hammer it into the wall so I can have a makeshift hammock. Whatever happens to your walls, they're on you.
Well, at least Ike owns it doesn't rent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so last time we left off, things happened. Henri and Till went to Anne Blackpearl and had a very enlightening conversation where she basically disowned Till.
Not even basically, just did.
Yeah, she disowned Till. Disowned Till was like, if you're going to throw in my face how I'm gonna how I've been trying to keep you safe or whatever, then you don't deserve the Black Pearl name. You can get the fuck out.
Me.
Till, oh no, what a tragedy. Don't do this.
Don't threaten me with a good
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, basically.
Henri was there to kind of try, not smooth things over, but just kind of
I was there for
be
emotional
there.
support.
Yeah, there for emotional support. While Addie and Ember started making a plan.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
They
Yeah, it
started
is,
making
in
a
fact,
plan to infiltrate the Sahara. Hold on. Yeah, give me-
Infiltrate the Sahara.
Yeah, infiltrate the Sahara.
Wow, what a plan!
I don't think it'll be that hard.
My dog spilled my fucking water! Ah.
Great.
Hold on.
I heard my dog pooped my fucking water, and I was like,
And this-
fucking what?
And this is who you want me to share a floor with? Like, come on. Mm-mm-mm.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Go ahead and hop in the bun if you're gonna act like a wiener.
I wish I could. That sounds comfy as hell.
Oh, you're gonna lick up the water that you spilled? Fucking get out. Out. Whatever. She's sitting. What was I saying? Yeah, Addie and Ember are planning on infiltrating the royal graveyard in between Nova Ether and Little Light and not robbing a grave. Although,
We're
I'm not
robbing
saying
for
you can.
information.
You are digging up the prince's grave.
Yeah, fine.
Penny, what were you doing last session? I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
Penny was bothering Henri to get more fighting lessons, and then sent a dream to Till after he got disowned by his family, by his mother.
He saved me from a nightmare from a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
From a
that's
nightmare
basically
from
where we
Henri?
left off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's where we left off. Henri and Till, what are you two doing?
We're just on our way back. So, I'm
Hell no.
genuinely, because I know Moss has to go to sleep pretty like at 11 tonight. I'm fine with just
Yeah,
letting them do their grave robbing first.
Yeah.
So that like get that out of the way for them.
as long
Okay.
as that goes, I'm happy. I'm very excited to see how the grave robbing goes.
God, now I
Okay.
feel like I need to deliver. I'm so nervous.
Anything with grave robbing's gonna be fucking great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
So excited.
So, Addie and Ember, what is the plan?
Okay. We've already established through bullshittery that in Addie's attic, she just has a bunch of random fucking clothes. From like, this is from session 1. I'm pulling this from like session 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Addie would get like a different chain. Like we're going full incognito. Like completely different outfits from what the two of them would normally wear. And how like I know you said it's not that far out, like it's a little outside the city, but it's not that far out of the city. Are we gonna need Roll20, or is this all theater of the mind?
This is all theater of the. Give me a second. This is all theater of the mind. But while you were explaining the plan, let me whip something up so I can have a visual for what the graveyard looks like.
Aw, classic.
Okay.
Carry on, carry on.
Okay, the okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, the plan is step 1 is clothes and then getting to the location. Step 2, Addie is going to be casting seeming on both herself and Ember, just for like the visual parts of the face. Because don't know how to say this, but gold eyes and violet eyes, not that common.
Yeah.
Yeah. Step 3 will be with like having detect magic up, sneaking as close as possible to the tomb as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, do I have it prepared? A body's an object, right? Okay, good. I do have locate object prepared.
Right? I mean,
Yeah, okay.
it's not technically a person anymore, so like a dead body is an object.
I'm just double checking. Once we get as close as possible to preferably, from the back, or just a point of entry that is maybe the roof. Yeah, fuck it, the roof. I'll dimension door Ember myself onto the roof, where I will then cast Pass Wall, which a passage appears at a point of your choice that you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface, such as a wall, ceiling, or a floor, within range, and lasts for the duration, which is an hour. You choose the opening's dimension, up to 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and 20 feet deep. The passage creates no instability in the structure surrounding it. When the opening disappears, any creatures or objects still in the passage created by the spell are safely ejected to an unoccupied space nearest to the nearest surface on which you cast the spell. With Detect Magic up, I would hopefully be able to see if there are any alarm spells disable those spells if need be, pass wall into the tomb, find the body, speak with dead, bada bing, bada boom, dimension door out. Done.
Is Ember acting as the lookout for the whole thing, keeping an eye on anyone getting close, as well as
Yes.
using my reconnaissance to like indicate best times between guard shifts, and patrol patterns, if any.
Oh, yes. And damn, what the fuck? Excuse me.
Mood.
I would have like 3 days before we go to start doing this, cast contingency alongside dimension door. And I'm writing down, and I will copy paste the contingency spell description. Because I know we talked about Addie, because you can only cast contingency on one person. However, magic's fucky wucky, and I agreed to some sort of consequence as for casting contingency on 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
And the contingency is activate dimension door if parentheses either Addie or Ember are physically unable to defend themselves.
Okay, it's not a bad one. And I have
I figured
your
that would cover incapacitated, unconscious, paralyzed, things of that sort. Yeah.
Do you want it to be in a so dimension door? Can you be a little bit more specific when you if you get into that situation? Where are you going to dimension door to him?
Dimension door out of the tomb, the full 500 feet away.
Okay, so either outside of the graveyard itself.
Yeah. Preferably the way we would have come.
Mm-hmm.
Where we would have left like our stuff and horses. Although honestly, I don't think Addie would want to bring horses. That's movement and noise. Excuse
How
me.
do I? Oh, there we go. They changed up fucking Rule 20 on me. Damn it. Okay, so 3 days before you guys decide to rob this grave. Well, not rob this grave, just break into the graveyard.
Yeah.
You cast contingency.
Yep. And I will get the spell. Well, technically, I
And
probably don't actually.
let me roll really quick to see what happens. Okay.
That's fine.
So you got off pretty good.
Sure.
Addie just takes a point of exhaustion.
Okay. Which I'm fine by the time we're ready to go.
Yeah, so you got off really well because that was one of the things that I just kind of made up. Like the table, I made the table myself.
Yeah.
So you rolled pretty well. And back to. Oh boy. Here we go.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Fun fact: True Seeing is not a concentration spell.
Nope.
Hi, baby. Are we good? Are we not losing our minds? Have you remembered that I have an auto feeder for you
You did try and sneak in
that is
here
punctual?
after the auto feeder went off.
Oh my god. She's such a little butties.
There we go. All right. So, under the cover of night, you and Ember make your way to the graveyard in between Nova Ether and Little Light. This graveyard, of course, is known as the graveyard that most royalty have been buried in Castle Dalen since, Queen Dalen the First. We want to let you guys just want to remind you guys that the current Queen Dalen is number 13. So 13 generations of Dalens, kings, queens, neither monarchs, uh, their children have been buried in this graveyard, along with a smattering of notable nobles, of course.
Of
Most of the
course.
people who are in charge of the different cities and towns across Sihonavan have their own personal graveyards that are tended to. With in accordance to whatever god or goddess that they primarily stake a claim on. The Black Pearls especially are known for being sent out to sea when they die. Uh the king the royalty of Nova Ether, the Dalens, though, are known mostly to just get buried in their royal graveyard, and they have a detail. They have a guard detail, kind of patrolling very frequently.
Yep.
So you already cast seeming on yourself, you said? On yourselves?
Yeah. Let's see. Let
And
me note that down. Seeming is up. Uh, yeah, just also changes, like, the clothes will change our body shape at least a little bit.
mhm,
But I sort of add just like a few details to just sort of blur the line between clothing and magic. The
mhm.
visible part of our faces, very, nondescript, um, average skin tone, brown eyes.
No problem. So you get close to the graveyard. You get close to where it is. And there's the dirt road leading from Nova Ether to Little Light, and the graveyard kind of comes out towards the north as uh at sorry, the dog is distracting me. As you guys walk towards it, um around the perimeter of the stone wall that makes up the cemetery, along with the sycamore trees and the hollies that are kind of dotted around, along with the inkberry hedges. You can see there are true guards at the front entrance, of course, of the graveyard.
Hmm.
And as you guys approach, you notice that there is two guards going opposite directions, circling the perimeter with a single dancing light trailing them.
I'm going to quickly cast True Sight on Ember. Um,
I
because
can
she
see
has
everything.
far better. Yeah, you can, bitch. Because she has far better perception skills than my ass
Mm-hmm.
does. Um, And I guess just obviously we are stealthing. Actually, I wonder. Okay. And there's no one like on the roofs of any of these tombs.
Ember,
And there's only like
which
4 guards.
that you can see.
Let's see.
There does seem to be actually Ember. What's your passive perception?
So
It's high, right?
yeah, really quick about that though. I'm going to be shifting as we get closer, knowing that the seeming is going to, block any of the visual details because shifting gives me advantage on perception checks among many others for this.
Slay.
Okay.
So that brings my passive up to a 28.
Okay. Goddamn.
Damn.
So, like you said, you can see fucking everything. There's there's a mild drizzle going on at the moment. It is the rainy season, and you can see the graveyard, the cemetery. I'm not sure if either of you have visited it,
No.
but it's fairly big. Like 13 generations worth of people. So it's fairly big, and you can see that at the back there's also there's 2 more guards. Just kind of how you guys are like scoping it out. There are also 2 more guards at the back, and as you observe and watch, you notice that it's not 2 guards who are going in opposite directions around the perimeter, but it's 2 guards at either end going back and forth. And presumably there's another 2 guards on the other side as well.
Okay. So 2 teams of 2 guards.
Yes. So there's 2 guards at the back, 2 guards at the front, and 2 teams of guards on either side of perimeter.
Okay. And no one on the roof? Roofs?
And so you actually can't see the roofs of any of the mausoleums or anything. The wall that is the stone wall that's surrounding Castle Dalen. The cemetery, Dalen Cemetery, I guess it should be named really. Is about 15 feet high.
Okay. Oh, I have a solution for this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put my hand on Ember's shoulder, and I'm going to pop into Ori, who is an owl, and I'm just going to do a casual flyby.
That is no problem. So, on your casual flyby, if everyone is in the roll 20, I don't know if everyone is.
I will be now.
Yep. Ooh. Oh yeah, this is pretty big.
Yeah, this is what you see. Obviously it's a little bit bigger than this and what's on the map, but this is basically what you see flying over. Hold on. I forgot the guards. There's a guard right here and a guard right there. Hehe. And this goes out further. But yeah, this is what Ori sees.
Where are the patrolling
As
guards?
they're off map, so they would
Okay.
be somewhere over here and somewhere over here past the tree line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
From what you can see, there's no one on top of the mausoleums themselves. It just looks like it's the 8 guards patrolling altogether.
All right. And in the low light, are there any of the mausoleums that look newer? That would be our probably the first place we would go.
Uh,
I mean, if this is, um, locate object is within 1,000 feet, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at the describe or name an object that is familiar to you, since the object's location, as long as the 1,000 feet. The object can locate a specific object known to you as long as you have seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. I don't think I've ever seen my man's body,
Okay, that's fair.
so that's why I'm like, Hmm.
So roll me a perception check as Ori.
Okay.
Through Ori, however it works.
I could potentially see a pass wall.
17?
With the 17, you can tell that the newest one is the one right here.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect. To me,
Excellent.
it looks like right here be a great place to do a pass wall.
I was gonna dimension door us onto the roof.
Oh, yeah, that works. Yeah,
And then pass wall in through the ceiling.
I was misunderstanding the order of events.
Oh, I see. My apologies. I'll turn to Ember. Ready?
Yeah? How do you be ready for a thing like this? Yes, I'm ready.
All right. And I'm gonna first pop detect magic.
Hmm?
And then I'm gonna grab Ember. We are going to dimension door on top of the roof.
Okay. You dimension door on top of the roof, and staying low, and with your detect magic on, you can tell that the most of the graves. Go ahead, go ahead. Oops, go ahead. Um, most of these mausoleums and most of these graves actually have an alarm spell on them. The one that pings, I guess the brightest would be this one right here.
Okay. Probably
Not sure why. Unless you want to do a history check.
Yes, I'm good at history.
Can I also do one?
Yeah, of course.
Oh! Fuck yeah, 20. Wait. 19. 28.
22.
Okay. All right. Well, with those rolls, the two you can guess. Ember, you can also see it for yourself with your crazy high perception. Um, that this is the oldest looking one here. Um, and with that history check, you guys know that the first king and queen of Sihonavan were buried in that mausoleum right there. The very first.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. It's just that's where the first king and queen and their subsequent children who did not rule are buried.
Alright. I am going to dispel the alarm.
Okay.
Very. And there's no other, like, tricks and traps and sneaky bullshittery?
That depends. Do you go do the front door or from the roof?
Oh, from the roof.
All right.
I'm
Sorry, I was.
dispelling.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm dispelling the alarm spell, and then I'm doing pass wall in through the roof of the mausoleum.
Okay.
And then any illusions or
So
anything like that, I would be able to tell with true seeing.
yes. So you guys don't see any illusions, and as you touch down onto the man, I probably should have gotten a mausoleum one as well. Whoopsie daisies. As you hold on, as you guys touch, as your feet touch the floor of the tomb that you're in. Really quick, make me a. No, Ember already has a crazy high perception. Should I even bother?
I'm gonna warn you right now, I have a plus 13 with advantage.
Jesus Christ.
And
Ember.
my passive investigation is 24, if that helps.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah.
There's a reason we're
I
the
always
two
fucking
doing
forget. I
Yeah.
always fucking forget. Because I'm like, oh yeah, how high can it be? That high.
Yes.
There are not magical traps beyond the alarm spell. But there are physical traps.
Mm,
Not traps. Physical alarms.
mm.
Fuck, there's like no good. Hold on. What's a tomb? Yeah, tomb D&D. Tomb D&D map. Wrong thing. Because I'm having trouble visualizing this in my head as well. And there's no good ones. They're all just ratty ones that you would find like skeletons or some shit in.
No, we can't have that for, our murdered prince.
Exactly. Here we go. Hero's Tomb. That's good enough. Save. I was like, tee we'll just do Theater of the Mind. And now I'm like, ah, fuck, I shouldn't have done Theater of the Mind. What was I thinking?
Oh, Moon.
I always do that. I'm like, we'll be fine. We could do Theater of the Mind. And then like, I'm like, why would I say that? What's wrong with me?
Now I have to keep track of where everyone is on my mental map.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
My mental map is shit.
That's a mood.
Okay, map layer. Here we go. Fit to page. Oh, wait. Fit to page. Yes. Okay. It says Hero's Tomb, but this is the Prince's Tomb. I don't care.
Yeah, it was fancy. Just needs to be nice.
Yeah. Come on. Here we go. And where are your tokens? Uh, and I don't remember the last place I had your tokens. Anyone want to be Kevzre? The dark and powerful blighted Vico?
Sure.
Me.
Yeah, that could be for both me and Ember.
Yeah,
We're
y'all are going to be
moving in
Kevzre.
tandem.
Hi, my lady.
Y'all are just going to be Kevzre for a second. There we go.
Wow, we're really big.
Yeah.
Look at that. Quite a
He's a
thing to
dragon.
team into. Oh.
There. Okay. This map is a little bigger than I thought it'd be.
You can make us 4x4.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do.
2x2.
I mean, it is for the royals. I think it makes sense.
All right, so you guys land about there, in the middle.
Sweet. Alright, and there are physical traps.
Yes. Ember with Ember and Addie with your crazy high perception skills. You can see that. Can you? Can I move this, please? Hello? Can this move? No? Okay. Fuck me, I guess.
Womp womp.
There are pressure plates, it looks like, right about here. right about here. Don't mind my squares, they're a little wonky.
That's fine.
And Addie, with your detect magic still up, you can tell that the prince's tomb itself over here does have a very high level alarm spell on it.
Okay. All right, I will very quietly let Ember know. And I guess we could just tiptoe around the pressure plates?
Carefully walking past them.
Yeah. Yeah.
If this was anybody else with a lower perception, I'd be like, roll me a stealth check. If this was Henri, for certain, I'd be like, hey man, you don't know where you're stepping.
If I get hurt, I get hurt.
All right, and then
It's
we
not
get
hurt you when I worry about getting caught.
All right, more people to fight. I don't care.
as we get closer, once we get to like just outside the range of the alarm spell on the coffin, I am going to dispel magic on that as well.
You guys can move yourselves around now, actually. I almost forgot about that.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Yep. And there's no other trickery.
Weirdly, no. It does strike me as a little odd that this has been a little easy.
Feels like the body's not going to be here. Anyways, let's pop her open. Let's bust open this can of tuna.
Gently. We're going to gently open this.
Yeah, gently open the can of tuna. But, you know, the sentiment's there.
Henry would have just kicked it.
That's why Henri isn't fucking here. Alright.
Alright, you dissipate the alarm spell, and you and Ember take hold of the lid of the casket of the tomb and gently ease it up and over, opening up the tomb itself to what's inside. And you stare and you stare, but you're not sure because there is a body in there.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. It would be a skeleton at this point.
Oh, there is a skeleton in there. Thank you for the amendment. It's been 20
They got some
it's been-
real advanced embalming techniques going on.
It's been 20 years. There is a skeleton in there. And what hits you is the smell of bones and dust. To the skeleton's credit, there are, you know, opulent rings on its skeletal fingers, dusty and dusty and dull. There is clothing on it, tattered and in rags, basically. But there is a body in there.
Okay.
There is a skeleton.
Holy shit. Alright, Addie is not going to waste a single fucking moment. I am going to cast Speak with Dead. And my first question...
Wait, before you do that...
I have... Uh-oh.
Roll me a medicine check really quick.
Oh, no. I am dookie at medicine.
Could I roll it?
Oh yeah, either or.
Oh, damn. I got a dirty 20? So much for being dookie at medicine. What the fuck?
You want to give the help action just in case, Ember, for a nat 20?
I mean, I also just have advantage on it because I'm still
Oh yeah,
shifted.
you can roll. You can
Yeah,
roll one as well.
Yeah, I want to. Ember's probably gonna glean more than I
I've-
will.
I have a +5 to my medicine.
Ember's gonna glean more than I will.
Is a wisdom skill. That is 22 with advantage.
Okay. So you both kind of are examining the skeleton, looking it over. So you both notice it at the same time. And Addie, it makes you pause. Because what you're looking at in this skeleton, you've seen before. You've seen it before you left for Sihonavan in the Six Blinds. Um, there was that famine that happened in the blinds, and from it, many, many people died. And other people survived, only to fall to illness later. And you've seen your fair amount of you know what bones are supposed to look like when they're healthy. And Ember, you have seen this too on your travels. The skeletons of how a malnourished child would look. This skeleton was a little malnourished, maybe not forever, but enough. And you can tell just by looking at it, and you two are examining the skeleton after you notice the malnourishment in the bones. Uh, that you look at the teeth, and you notice that there looks like there's some ivory sets in there. There's definitely been some dental work done to this skeleton before it died.
Yeah.
And what strikes you as the oddest of all is that this is rather unbecoming of a prince.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect a prince to be malnourished at any point.
Especially if he made it to adulthood and stopped growing. There wouldn't be really. Um. Hmm. I'll share a look with Ember and just sort of like grunt, and I will. Oh God, D&D Beyond, why? D&D Beyond shit itself on me. 1 second.
And while Addie is doing questions, I am like full head on a swivel, keeping it, being very alert.
All right, yeah, I will cast Speak Dead.
Okay. So far, there has been nothing alerted. You have not alerted anything to your guys' presence within the tomb.
Huh. Yet. All right. My first question is, what is your given name?
The skeleton rattles its head into life and says, "My name, my given name, has been lost to me so many years ago. So many years ago."
Okay. Why are you buried in Prince Augustine's tomb?
I'm buried here because I was I'm buried in Prince Augustine's tomb. I'm buried in Prince Augustine's tomb. I was a reflection, a shadow. I do not know why they placed me here, but to sow the seeds of doubt. Perhaps.
Really quick while I turn to consult Ember. Imagine we have like a little parchment that we scribbled on before we did this.
Yeah.
Alright, so it goes 1, 2. I almost doubt that they would know who killed them.
Perhaps we should ask where they're from. Where were they born? What country maybe they came from? Or their city, their home city.
The home city. What is the name of your home city?
Hold on. Where the hell did I put it? Oh. I'm just gonna move it right there. My home city was Nova Ether. Was it Nova Ether? It was a city unlike any other. Crest, Nova Ether, Lotus River, Timmermont, they all blurred together at the edges. But I was plucked from a slum in one of these great cities of Sihonavan.
Seems as if they weren't. This person didn't know they were being used as a stand-in. If this isn't Augustine.
I don't know if there's any to know if it was Augustine at this point. God, can memory magics affect a being after they've died?
It's a good question.
It
What
does.
spell are you trying to cast?
This is speak with dead. Sorry, I should. This is Moss's question to answer.
It's Speak with Dead.
Uh-huh.
But I'm more so wondering, since this dude doesn't really seem to know who the fuck he was, if he was perhaps put under the effects of a modified memory spell.
So,
And with modified memory, that can only be reversed with
what's
in life
your
at least with
what's your passive insight?
my oh god, 12.
Mine is 19. Actually, currently at
Ember.
24 with advantage.
Ember. You deduce. I'm sorry, Addie, you're not figuring out anything well. You can deduce
No,
that
I don't know. That's fine.
maybe maybe it's not a memory spell at all. Maybe whoever this was, they were so young that they just can't remember. Not they don't want to, or they didn't wish that, or they're under the effects of a memory spell or something of that sort. But maybe they were just too young to actually remember before they were taken wherever they were taken.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oops, whoops.
Interesting. That was That was question 3. Does Ember share that?
Yeah, for sure. It is a pause of just if you're like, oh, I wonder if it was a magic, a memory thing, and I go, I don't think so. I think whatever happened to them, they were a child, too young.
Gods. That's awful. Um,
Is it worth? We should maybe still ask who killed them.
right. And then I was thinking, perhaps asking them what they were called in.
Right. That was the other thing I was going to say was they don't know their given name. What name were they called?
I'll ask that first, I think. What name were you called in life?
And the skeleton rattles again. And says, yes, a name fit for not a prince. But I remember Reginald Sinclair.
You cut out, I didn't
Reggie. Oh,
Reginald Sinclair.
Yeah. And I will put that in NPCs.
Because I don't know how to spell Reginald Sinclair. Wait, it does look like you got a body situation.
Yeah. Rather than asking who killed them, maybe asking if the prince was still alive at the time of their death.
Was Prince Augustine still alive at the time of your death?
No.
Fuck.
Uh, many a week we panicked and prayed and hoped and were frightened. But Prince Augustine, I know he died before I did.
And that's 5. Damn. Yeah. Sihonavan doesn't have the body.
Donovan doesn't have the body.
Help me put the lid back on, please.
Yes. You'd get out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah. No, the minute the lid is back on, I grab Ember's hand and we I dimension door us out. 500 feet away. Excuse me.
Yeah. So with the rain has picked up into a steady downpour as you guys dimension door out of the tomb, away from the graveyard, and make your way back to Nova Ether. What you might. You guys go to Nova Ether almost in silence. your mind's heavy with the knowledge that Prince Augustine's body wasn't in his tomb. Not only was his skeleton not there, but instead of him was some random person, maybe, by the name of Reginald Sinclair that was done up in regalia with gems and robes, tattered as they were, placed there instead of the prince. And as you guys are putting the lid back on, we're just gonna backtrack a little bit here. Addie, Addie and Ember, you two look over the skeleton once more, and one thing you do see are marks on the neck. And Addie, you're familiar with this, being a bounty hunter yourself. And Ember, you know this, as while you were with the wares in Glass Forest, as they got more and more violent. It's the telltale marks of someone who has been strangled to death, possibly from behind.
Jesus.
So they didn't know what was coming.
Potential
Damn, for
theory.
someone to be strong enough to break the bones in a neck
Yeah.
by strangling, holy shit, for that to still be obvious.
Yeah.
Potential theory.
Game theory?
Part of this is semi in character as well.
I'm a
Either, well, obviously, of course, is the idea that Augustine was assassinated and this person was quickly killed to take his place in the tomb when they didn't have his body. But the other option is Augustine died before they publicly announced, well before it was publicly announced, and this person was who was taken, who was assassinated in his place. To be attacked from behind.
He would have had to look awfully similar to the prince.
Yes.
I think some research is needed just to see who this Reginald Sinclair is. Off the top of my head, God, am I aware of any minor Sihonavan nobility, potentially, with the last name Sinclair?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Big. Okay, that's pretty good. 15 plus 9? That's 24?
There is no one. I'm sorry if y'all can hear Sahara. I think she has to go potty. There is no one that you know of in any family in Sihonavan the last name of Sinclair.
Nothing, and the last name isn't coming up for any. If Sinclair was, say, you know who, had the prince kidnapped, it was just Sinclair, the entire war was started on a sham. Never mind the fact that it is a sham in the first place, but fuck.
Can y'all hear her?
No.
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 Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
She keeps barking in my face.
Which
You got a good mic then catching it.
either Augustine was assassinated and they had a body to replace him, or this person was mistaken for Augustine and was assassinated.
Both options are bad and leave more questions than answers.
The only way to answer that question would be to find Augustine's body, to answer it for sure.
The only place I can think of it would be, besides in a ditch in the middle of the North Forest, in the blinds, would be at Castle Keen.
That's assuming the Keen.
That's assuming.
They have his body.
Yes. And there isn't a third party at play. Fuck. 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 Let's get the hell out of here before someone shows up.
Agreed.
Those alarm spells were tied to someone. They've bound to notice by now.
Agreed.
Give me 1 second, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's do a 5-minute break while I take my dog outside. 10-minute break.
Okay.
She won't stop barking. I think she has to go potty.
Fair enough.
You're
All
fine,
right,
man.
I'll be right back.
Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, holy fucking shit!
Wow, what a first date.
Hey, I know how to wine and dine 'em. Let's be.
Penny and Till's first date got a top grave robbing somehow.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what this first date was like?
What?
The fucking hunter killer.
Oh my god, it is. That's amazing.
The what?
Hunter
The
killer stuff that Jen and I have been doing.
Oh, the murder mystery
Yeah.
board game. Got it.
this is now a murder mystery.
Yeah, it is in fact a murder mystery. Now let's see. I need to make feat spells and notes research under research.
I asked Till if Till knows any of this because they've been around the castle a fuck ton.
Yeah.
One of those, like, they'd hear rumors, but it's like, you know, it's one of those things that they would have been too young to know the Reginald, but they might have heard whispers of it, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, if we start asking questions around the castle to very specific people, of course, about Reginald, someone's bound to be like, huh?
Nah, find the old servants. Find the old servants at the castle.
Oh, yeah.
Do what Till did about their dad in Port Town. Find the old people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask Till, then find the old servants. Cause if this dude didn't look like the prince, we know what the prince looks like. You insert whatever imagery of the prince here. Then
He looked like Leto. That has been
Yeah,
a noted
that
thing.
looked like
Leto.
Leto.
Yeah, Leto looks like the prince.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do I feel like I've heard the name Sinclair before? I think I might be getting it mixed up with
Grandma?
No, or Reginald. I was getting it mixed up with Ryphon, which has something to do with Leto. No one else. is showing up in PCs with an even close name to Sinclair. Yeah, there's no other Sinclairs in NPCs, so
Hmm.
yeah, either yeah, so options. Augustine's alive. He's dead, and the body's in King Castle. He's dead, and his body is somewhere in the fucking world that we're never going to find. Or he's dead, and a third party, done via a third party, which is Solde just used to capitalize on.
Yeah.
What are I need to look at the limitations of scry because I don't think I can scry on objects.
Actually, pretty sure you can.
Oh.
Pretty sure scrying on objects is actually the way to get around the wisdom save that people would have to make.
You can see and hear a particular creature you can choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. The target must make a wisdom save. Success
Okay, I see.
save on a failed save.
The
Yeah,
location. You can scry on a location and get around that.
there we go.
Yeah, so I cannot do.
Yeah, you got me excited there, Red, for a second. I've read the scry spell a lot lately, and I was like, wait, you can fucking object? How did I miss this?
Okay, no, I was thinking of locate object where you can locate an object a person is carrying and get around locate person that way.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I guess my next question would be like if Reginald was wearing all the things that Prince Augustine wore, like the most important things Prince Augustine could have worn.
Yeah.
If not, I could potentially scry on, you know, a ring or whatever just to see in the possible location.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean exactly? Like you want to have something that the prince owned? I think that's just to make it easier for you to locate the
No.
prince.
No, like say I look at the prince's portraiture and he had a brooch or whatever, it doesn't really fucking matter. Ask Ike if the brooch was on the body. Just sort of ask like what jewelry was on Reginald's body versus like a portraiture of the prince was done. Then go through and say I scried on the brooch. What would the location around the brooch be? So say I scried on the brooch and I popped into Prince Augustine's room. Well, that's a bust. Try again on the next object. See if there are any objects that were with Prince Augustine when.
But I thought we already established that you can't scry on an object.
Oh right, that's right. I'm
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Now he's trying to find a way around it.
I know. Did my party. All right. Yeah. Wow. To be perfectly honest, I was expecting Prince Augustine's body in the tomb.
Yeah. That I was either expecting it to be Prince Augustine or there to be no body.
Yeah. Not the
I was
old
I was
switcheroo.
expecting there to be at least some kind of body. It would be way too risky to not have any body in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, best case, Augustine's alive. Worst case, his body is just fucking gone to the wind.
I mean, what are the chances of him being alive though? Didn't you try to scry on him? And I thought the basic gist was
No, I haven't tried to scry.
oh,
You
okay.
should. You
Yeah,
should try to scry on him.
I thought you already tried that.
No, I have not tried that.
I would try scrying on him.
I think I think I'm playing this as sort of the like the Addie's thought process of
I mean, what's the fuck the worst that could happen? You get
no,
he's
more
dead.
so explaining Addie's thought process of like she's gonna do it for sure, but it was more the like, well, he's either here in Sihonavan or he's here in the blinds. I don't think the thought of him being alive realistically crossed her mind, you know?
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Because she was fed the propaganda of no, the blinds have his body. And then comes Sihonavan, no, Sihonavan has his body. So it's one of those, okay, this has thrown my my perception of the order of events into question. So yeah.
I mean, hell, Ember will throw that out there on the way back and just, confirm that he's dead. Why not try scry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it can end in either three ways. You go through, or you don't go through, and if you don't go through, that's either because he's dead or he has something blocking out.
Yeah, it's
He's
one of those
dead,
like it doesn't
blocking him, or he's on another plane of existence.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If it doesn't eliminate it, but it's like
yeah, each thing becomes like probability of likeliness, topmost being he's dead, that's why the spell didn't go through. With lowest probability of he's on another plane of existence.
Hey, do you have sending?
Which I do have sending.
Because sending
I don't have it prepared.
Sending is another way around that. Sending is another way to
yeah.
It does say a creature with which you are familiar. The creature hears the message in his mind. Let's see here. You can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence, but if the creature is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance the message doesn't arrive. So, sending on...
And in that case, I can just try again.
Yeah. Sending on the prince, and if it doesn't go through, very, very strong chance that he's dead.
Yeah.
If it does...
Well, then he's alive.
Yeah, then he's alive, and holy fuck, things just got crazier. Yeah, no, that's gonna be like my immediate. We take a long rest. Okay, cool. Is everyone good if I do two sendings and then a scry? Like.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And my dog didn't even use the bathroom.
Oh.
But that's okay, because I still love her.
So.
So what's the theory?
So we have some possible ways to do some workaround to like full confirm deny if Prince Augustine's alive or dead.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, I'll need to sleep, but Addie needs. I have no spell slots anymore, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea casting sending, not through the sending stones, because I have sending, just actual normal sending. If the sending doesn't connect, the first time, it's possible that the percentage chance of the spell not connecting due to the creature being in another plane of existence came into effect. So then I would cast sending again, and if it disconnects again, then we have a pretty, 99% possibility that he's dead. In which case, could you scry on a dead body? Because it is an object.
Yeah, then theory, no, because we did just establish between the three,
Yeah.
between all of us, that you can't scry on an object, and previously we said that a dead body is an object.
Yeah. So if it could be the next day, and if I could do some quick sendings, is that I know I'm so sorry
No,
for
go
taking up so
No,
much
it's
time.
good.
No, I'm all here for the tomb date arc. Okay, let's see through.
All right, I'm taking a long.
No,
rest.
we're cooking here. We're cooking, right?
We are indeed cooking.
So yeah, this is probably like we get home, we like it sort of just stew, and then maybe we just theorize. Ember and Addie just theorize for the rest of the night.
Oh yeah,
Over
no,
some
we
wine,
are
cheese,
like,
and crackers.
yeah, we got
Break
the
out
wine, we got a charcuterie board, some romantic candles. No, I'm kidding.
With the lighting just right.
A charcuterie board.
Fuck you. But I will cast. I will do the first sending. Does it go through?
It does not.
Okay. It's potentially
5% chance that it didn't go through because he was on another plane of existence.
Yeah.
Or he's in something that protects you from like the sending spell.
Wait, another question
Very little
though.
that would is the thing.
Another question though.
And magic items are still relatively new.
Yeah.
Unless he's in a box of lead.
Sending is not even sending not even lead block sending, and sending is not
that's true.
divination. So spells that block divination don't block sending.
I don't have the spell in front of me,
He could be
but
unconscious. He could be in a coma.
Hey,
Because there is a specific spell that you set someone to essentially Sleeping Beauty until certain conditions.
I'll have to learn the dream
Oh.
spell then, just to test
yeah,
it then.
that is sequester.
Justin, what are you saying?
I was just gonna say, do we know when it comes to sending, right? Like if you send out a sending to someone, do you know if the person got it if they don't respond?
I don't think so. It's just it failed.
Right. So is that a possibility of sending it to someone, you don't hear back, so it's not safe to assume that they're dead or alive or anything if they didn't talk back? You know what I mean?
No, you do know. I believe you. I think we did this with Mavis when she first got kidnapped, because we were in two different planes of existence, or she was in a different plane of existence than us.
And she was unconscious.
Yeah, but it was the first one didn't connect because
The second one went to her voicemail.
and the second one went to her voicemail. I knew it connected.
I tried 3 times with sending. Just the safe test date of everything.
Yeah, I'll blow all my third levels with the 2 more sendings.
Okay. So you try to see if maybe he's on another plane of existence. It doesn't go through. And you use your third spell slot, your third sending, and it doesn't go through again.
I'm sensing a butt.
Yeah,
there is no but.
Okay.
Okay, the way you said that really made it feel like you were about to say.
Oh,
yeah.
My bad. that was bad. Whatchamacallit on my end.
You hear a knock at the door. Your peaks has arrived.
Yeah, it was third time it doesn't go through.
Third time it
But
does
then
not go through
Trailer
either.
Reaper, did you break into the tomb?
Okay, so very strong
100%
likelihood.
dead.
Lito comes in and kills all of you.
Damn.
I would still like to try scrying, just as like a final. I know it's a lot, but like a final
He's asleep.
confirmation.
If he's unconscious, then
Yeah.
you'll be able to scry on him unless he's like in a no divination zone. But it's one of those like very
Or
likely
another
he's
plane.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am going to. It's one of those things of like I am checking all of the boxes that I am physically able to check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be secondhand knowledge. So he would technically have a. I've seen him. So
In pictures.
yeah, in a picture. So he would have a +3 to any sort of save if he's alive. So yeah, I'm gonna like set down my like mirror bowl and pour the water in it. I'm gonna peer in, and do scrying to see if it connects.
So you set out your bowl and your instruments and your spell components for scrying, and you start the spell. You and Ember, kind of around your table, watching, or the coffee. I don't know where you guys are at in the house, but you guys are around this bowl, intently watching, and you cast scrying, and it fizzles into nothing.
Okay, we can reasonably assume then that he's dead.
That's a shame. But I'm not surprised.
So then we operate on he did die. But the question of did he die when Castle Dalen said he did? Or did he die earlier?
We have the date, or his date of mourning is on the day of heavy rain. Was that the day his death was announced?
Yes. Let me look at the calendar really quick. That
Did
is
he die on Till's birthday?
on day 5 of Ezekias. Yes.
On the day of
That-
heavy rain. Damn.
No, day of heavy rain is day 10. Anniversary of the prince's death is day 5.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. I will post it really quick in voice chat. That's the calendar. So, at the beginning of the year, day 5 is the prince's death, and then the day of heavy rain is the week after.
Yeah. But Reginald said that the prince had died weeks beforehand. So we are looking at somewhere in Raelt, the current month, actually. Or going to be the current month.
Assuming he did die before before his announced day of death.
Yeah. I guess Addie. I think Addie would try and look into like bounty hunter records to see if there's ever a missing persons posting for Reginald.
There wouldn't
Like-
be.
It wouldn't be because he was taken from the slums, probably, so.
Taken from
as
the
a kid.
slums, and Reginald wasn't his given name.
Yeah, but like for the person Reginald Sinclair. like the
Mm.
manufactured person that this poor child was forced to become.
Mm.
There's probably no way to find out who he was beforehand. There won't be any information
So,
about the person who he was.
assuming he, for instance, made friends outside of whoever plotted to use him as a body double, suddenly he disappears, and they're like, "Hey, where'd he go?"
Yeah. Since there is, to Addie's recollection, with the 22 history, no nobility by the name of Sinclair that could put him in, guard territory, night guard territory,
Leto been a guard?
maybe a merchant. Leto's like what, mid-20s? He's not old.
No, he's.
God.
Yeah, Leto's in his like mid-20s or so.
Yeah, so he's around Addie and Ember's age, and Till's age, and Penny's age. So
Real quick, did we tell the rest of the party that we were doing the grave robbing?
No.
I don't think
No.
you did.
No,
Cool.
no. The only thing that was
Absolutely
said.
not.
The only thing that was said was Till being like, "Yeah, I'm on my way back," and Addie's like, "Cool. Depending on when you get back, we might be busy with something, but don't worry about it." And Ember said something ominous of, "Yeah, we'll tell you later," and Addie's just like, "Fuck."
I feel like Till's gonna be upset he missed the grave robbing.
100%.
What? Because Addie's like, how do I even begin to explain why I fucking information robbed a grave?
Then while we're sitting here, at some point, Emma will be like, "Should we bring the others into this, or do we just want this mystery to be our thing to solve?"
How romantic.
I would prefer to not bring the others in. There's already too many people who know. And I make a vague hand gesture.
Do we at least want to ask them if any of them have heard of the name Reginald Sinclair?
I am amenable to that. Yes.
You mind if I ask them now over the sending stone, or should we wait until they're back?
Till they're back, I don't know how nosy Trailer is.
That's understandable.
And, well, she's the Archmage. She very likely had a hand in this. I'd be shocked if she didn't.
Then, we should at least ask them to all gather here when they return.
Agreed. And I can put up private sanctum.
I will then at some point grab the sending stone and like, hey, everyone. I don't know what you all are currently doing, but when you get back to Nova Ether, if we could all meet up at Addie's house?
Isn't that where we always meet up?
Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like a plan.
Phil chimes in with the, yeah, I'm pretty sure that is where we always meet up, since the other place would be the castle.
Okay, I know that's where we always meet up. I'm asking you guys to come straight here.
I think we're like a day or two out still, so...
Yeah, I'm asking you to come straight here.
Do you need me to bring anything?
No.
No.
We're not bringing a dead body.
Dead body? I meant like some crepes or something.
Oh. Crepes would be wonderful, actually.
Okay then. See, why does everybody assume that I'm going to be bringing a body or something?
Honorary, do you really want to get the answer to that question?
Remember when we found you at a murder shack in the woods?
As having a list out of fucking...
Yeah, you found me. I
didn't
bring that along, okay? That's just how I spent my vacation, alright? At least I was nice enough to keep it away from you all.
You hear the little rustling of parchment as Till is fucking shaking a paper at Audrey with like all the questions that they're asking.
Oh, put that away. I'm trying to start writing down a list of things we need to get.
Is it really windy where you guys are now?
Yeah, we're
Oi.
kind of uphill a little bit right now.
Oh, all right. God, that was the stupidest fucking joke I think I've ever done.
Perfect transition opportunity for Tilda
but
to
yeah,
castrate on her.
We'll see you there.
All right.
Thank you.
I guess someone just wrangle up Penny. I don't hear her.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Oh,
All right,
what
bye.
the fuck?
I'm turning it.
Penny,
I'm
please,
turning
no.
off my stone. Okay, so if there's an emergency, just assume that I'm dead or something. All right, bye.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Before we do a transition to Till and Honoree, Ember will turn to Addie and be like, "We'll figure this out."
I am in town, by the way. I'm in the city still.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. I suppose in 2 days, just meet us here at my house, Penny. Thank you.
Okay. Twinkle, twinkle.
I put my setting stone back in my pocket or some shit. I know who it's about. Just all of this potential macabre pageantry. And for what?
Wouldn't be nobility if there wasn't pageantry. No offense.
No, that jab is deserved and warranted. Just, ugh. It's gods. I'm so fucking tired, Ember.
Let's take the next day or two to rest.
I agree.
Yeah. So, after disturbing revelations of the night, you two go to bed, minds heavy with the knowledge that not all is what it seems. Now, we're gonna go to Henri and Till. Wait, no, Penny, what are you doing?
Penny is hanging around town being her usual creepy self.
Oh God. What poor person is a target of that?
Leto, probably. Sylvester.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say. I was waiting for Ike to suggest it.
Leto is fine, but he's not very much off put by the things that you do or say.
I stopped by one of Leto's stations when he's not like immediately working with Cricket, or not directly working with Cricket, and she just starts humming one of like a nursery rhyme very quietly, and then it gets louder and louder as she like approaches him from behind. Oh.
Don't you dare put the French in my Christian campaign! Don't you dare put the French in my campaign!
Bigot!
Penny, I'm so sorry, but what language is that?
It's celestial.
Language long forgotten.
It's not celestial. Celestial is Yiddish. We already established that.
No, it's clearly primordial.
But it's infernal.
It's
infernal. I know.
That's really the
Wow.
answer. Fuck everyone else. It's infernal.
It's infernal.
It's
I gotta
infernal.
go.
That's amazing.
Yes.
My god, that means he
Infernal.
specifically speaks
And
French.
may I
and
ask
speaks
where
Infernal.
you learned an infernal? Is that a nursery rhyme? A song?
Yes, it is.
And you learned it from where?
Well, you know how temples will teach exorcisms in Infernal because it's the only language that demons understand. Sometimes when demons are captured and then kept at the temple, they get lonely and they start to sing songs that remind them of home. And this song was taught to me by a demon.
Oh
Okay, that's.
my god.
I've definitely heard weirder from Cricket, so I guess that's not too.
All
I'm
I'm
sorry. Did
saying,
you need
I,
something? Do you need Cricket? They're not around.
oh no, I just had lunch with them.
Oh, how was that?
Good.
All right.
And she has like a creepy smile. Like her smile is like a little too wide.
That comment right.
Leto does not seem to be phased.
How was your trip to Greycrest?
Oh, it was fine, I suppose. Figured out that whole. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if Addie told you, but there was a bounty for a Zoticos Aurora in Greycrest with portrait of me. So I just had to get that straightened out.
And did you?
Yes, the hatchet is buried, or whatever they say.
Was it a bloody hatchet?
It's no, it wasn't. It's been
Hmm.
taken care of.
Are you related to this Zodikos Aurora?
Not in the slightest. Have no idea who that is.
Hmm.
Enroll me in insight check.
Hey, absolutely. Insight. Dirty 20.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Someone finally catch him in a goddamn lie, please.
You said a dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
Okay, let me just do some quick math. Because your boy is not good at
When you
math.
accidentally jokingly stumble into uncovering Leto's backstory after months of hiding it with shitty rolls.
Leto appears to be telling the truth.
Hmm.
God, that scream from far away.
Did it come through my mic?
Yeah, no, I'm getting picked up on your mic.
Yeah. It was funnier because it was further away.
Wait, did my mic not pick it up?
No.
No, it did
No.
not.
Oh,
So
No,
we
it's
just, we just gotta wait.
I end up saying that your mic cut it out.
My
You
mic
sounded-
Moss's mic picked it up.
You
If
sounded
you-
like you were a room away when you did that.
Yeah. That's funny.
that's really fucking funny. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, Leto does not know who Zoticos Aurora is, or is not related to him, or whoever they are.
well, besides being a soldier in their guard, are you related to the Dalens by blood?
The Dalens by blood. Are you
Yeah,
asking me if I'm royalty? Not, not at all.
Insight check, motherfucker.
Okay, go ahead and insight check him.
That was suspicious.
He was surprised and caught off guard by your question.
That was
Is
a
it gonna be one
15.
of those, as far as he knows, he's not fucking related or
Yeah.
some bullshit like that?
Hold on.
16.
Yeah, Leto's telling the truth. He is genuinely confused that you asked him that.
Yeah. Sure.
Suspicious.
Sure. Okay.
Anything else you want to interrogate my boy with?
Well, I only ask because there are some specific portraits that I've seen while wandering the castle halls that look remarkably like someone I recognize.
Uh, and Leto, his face softens with understanding. It's like, oh, you're. Yes, I do unfortunately bear quite the resemblance to the late prince, but rest assured, I'm absolutely not related to the Dalens.
How do you know?
Well, the group in Greycrest had my birth records there.
Can be.
My father raised me alongside my brother. My mother died when I was born, of course. But all the records are there, and I have quite the memories of growing up in Greycrest. At least before the war broke out and it became what it is now. It's a damn shame.
Just got a quick bonk greater restoration on him. See if that takes any effect. It'll be funny. It'll be fine.
It'd be so fine.
Yeah, it'd be so fine.
Have you ever thought about if the records were falsified?
I'm
Before?
sorry, but what are you trying to insinuate here? You're
Is it obvious?
Penny. I will say you are like Cricket with the most interesting questions. Are you trying to presume that I am some sort of long lost bloodline of Dalens?
And he figures it out along with the rest of us.
Yes, jibes. I don't care.
I mean, you never knew your mother. Records are easily falsifiable. There's no
My
collision.
brother knew our mother, though. My
And where
father
is your
was there when I
brother?
was born. He's also in Greycrest.
Do you ever think that they could be lying to you?
Penny, you're asking a very dangerous line of questioning here. And
It's only dangerous if I'm right.
Leto's demeanor shifts just a little bit. All of you know him as the earnest yet competent guard of Cricket,
Mm-hmm.
and have rarely seen him any other way. But Penny, you're just slightly grating on him, and his demeanor shifts just a little minutely. And he says, "Listen, I know you're a friend of Cricket, but don't come insinuating things that aren't any of your business. I'm no Daland, and don't forget that." And he turns on his heel and proceeds to walk off.
Well, that was suspicious.
Mary had a little. And Penny just starts singing that and starts walking away. Hopefully, having her voice echo through the halls with, like, I think the help of. What cantrips do I have? I think with the help of, like, prestidigitation, she has her voice echo a little bit in the halls more than it naturally would. To try to throw Leto off a little bit more. And then she goes back to check on the inside of Henri's door to make sure her graffiti is still there, and the servants haven't gotten to it.
Fuck, I don't think I did that.
I mean, Till
What-
suggested it.
What's the
Mhm.
graffiti again? Just so I remember when Henri gets the castle Daemon.
It says, I think it's this 1-2 buckle my shoe in like drippy red paint.
Right. It's still there. After like the third or fourth application, they just kind of stopped.
Damn. Guys, we're gonna lose our
Yeah.
brewing privileges if this keeps up.
She really thought Henri wasn't going to be gone for a week and a half.
Yeah.
It's more a couple days.
Speaking of, is there anything else you wanted to do, Penny?
I mean, I don't think there's anything I needed to do. I think maybe just like a little bit of shopping for the gala.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Oh, you aren't
getting
gonna
a
go on a
look
shopping
together.
spree yourself together? You're not gonna go on a little shopping spree together?
I mean, she might not buy anything, but she's gonna scope out looks and fashions that are being advertised for the upcoming gala.
Oh, that is a thing.
There's a lot of them.
That is a thing Ember needs to do too.
Oh god, yeah. Addie's been so like hyper focused on this shit, has not paid attention.
Penny's had the most
commissioning.
relaxing off time of anyone in the party.
Yeah.
Till had already like commissioned like their armor, so they did not even think about the fucking gala. They were a little bit distracted.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Speaking of,
Yeah, so Penny's just gonna scope out fashions for the gala. Try to figure out other ways to get into Henri's room.
Or go through the window.
Aren't we
Castle
like super
Dalen?
high up? Yeah.
Penny has
Penny
fly.
Oh
Penny has
yeah,
fly.
True. I don't know why I imagine Penny just scaling in the fucking wall.
Look, it's Glinda.
I wouldn't put him past
She's
Penny if
wicked!
like, getting into Hunter's room.
We're back with
Penny
our
outside
defying
Henri's
gravity
wall.
cover.
Yeah, Penny. Yeah, that's what Penny's doing until Till gets back in town.
Alright, speaking of Till and Honor, you guys are on the road. Have you murdered anybody yet?
Can I roll for that?
Oh my
No,
God.
you cannot actually.
Like
Sorry
maybe,
that I suggested it.
Maybe someone was causing problems on the street, gave Hunter a bad look or something. I don't know.
Just let the
No.
man roll.
Fine, go ahead and roll.
Okay. What do I
We
roll?
roll
A
to see if the
D20, a
green jumps out and
percentile
tries to
dice,
fucking
or-
stab me.
Yeah. What was that, Henri? What did you say?
Do I roll a D20 or a percentile dice, or what kind of?
Percentile dice.
Cool.
I'm gonna say there is a 10% chance, 15% chance that you murder somebody.
I like those odds. Okay.
I swear to God.
Oh fuck! I dropped my dice.
You're
in a
asking
sec.
us of one of the people I referred to as the 5% Club.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just hoping he doesn't actually
I got
roll
a
it.
55.
There we go. So you you do not
Oh man.
murder anybody.
Oh man. All right.
But you guys get to Lotus River City.
Oh, I was gonna start bothering him with some questions. Unless we're doing something in Lotus River, I'm just about to start pestering him with questions.
No, you can still do that. Y'all are just kind of like passing through on your way to Nova
Okay, you're
Ether.
just yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I pull out my piece of parchment.
Oh god.
And because I've written down the tenants that he told. I'm gonna burn this before we get back to.
And unrolled it. It's about 7 feet long.
Yeah, it's long. I've rolled out the parchment, and I fully am like, I'm gonna burn it before we get back to Nova Ether. Like that is something I said I would do once he probably started noticing I was writing it down. So I pull it out and I go, so having each tenant start with blood of my blood is very cult-like, right? Like, that is creepy as fuck.
Well, blood of my blood is also a greeting back from the old times. Just something that stuck around.
Don't fucking care! It's still weird! Also, the whole blood of my blood, bite not the hand that feeds you, respect and obey. That's weird. That's weird.
Well, the council is the highest authority. I mean, it's
That's
got to be
weird.
somewhere on there. I mean, there's a hierarchy to these things, okay, Till?
You know
I don't
how
know what to tell you.
cults work, right? They cut out and isolate people. All these tenants are like, forsake everyone but us, because we are the correct and just ones.
I wouldn't go that far. It's just an oath that you take once you enter this life.
A 10-part oath. Also, Moss, I am being picked up by you. Like, even talking at this level. Okay. You know that it is so fucking weird, right? Like, the fact that it is blood of my blood, not blood of our blood, not blood of the blood, blood of my blood, that implies that the person's blood, whoever it is still fucking around. It's still here.
It's
a
again,
weird
it's
fucking
also
statement.
it's also a greeting, almost like saying your blood is mine and my blood is yours.
Can
Blood
you
of my blood.
Okay, Henri, you literally tattooed
It's a sign of
blood into
kingship,
yourself.
okay?
No, it's a sign of being weird.
All right. See, it's you call it weird. It's just how things are. I
Also,
know what to tell you. Till.
also, no. I feel like I have the correct ability to call something weird. You have been in this shit for decades. You don't think it's weird anymore. I'm allowed to be weird. I'm allowed to say this is fucking weird because blood of my blood, your light may be bright, but no, it's never brighter than the white. The three eyes have seen all. Our past is his dominion, our future is his to pay. That's creepy.
Do you
That is
have to do that
weird.
voice? What's
Yes.
with that voice you're doing?
It is my mocking of the white.
Oh, can you not mock the white? He is a great person. Okay, they are a great person.
You keep saying he. That means you know who that person is.
Of course, I know who the white is.
Is it a creepy person using vassals of like innocent children or something? Like, as a
No,
way to keep living forever?
no. The white doesn't live forever. It's a title. It's a position.
Uh-huh. Has it changed hands at all?
Yes.
That doesn't mean it's still not someone using a vassal and like possessing a body.
Again, you're jumping here. How do we go from the white to inhabiting things?
The fact that it is blood of my blood, I am better than all of you, and I am in charge of your future and past.
The white is just a very wise person. Okay.
Are they
Again,
old?
yes and no.
Uh-huh.
It's complicated.
No. Explain it. Because if you want me to stop leaping, you gotta explain. How is he yet old, yet young, wise, yet cunning? A bitch, yet bitchless.
Well, Till, before we continue with all this, I think it goes without saying because I didn't really get a confirmation from you last night, but you know you can't tell anyone this stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of sticking out my neck here, telling you these things.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting a lot of uh-huhs. I'm not getting, yeah, of course. Yes. Of course, Henry.
You're getting an uh-huh from me.
Please, Till, if you have any respect for me, can you just keep this between us? I'm telling you now, because obviously
But
this
I can
relates
tell
to you.
Ember, because
And
Ember
it's
already
very,
knows a lot of
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, yes, Ember's a gray blood. They're fine. They can
I'm
know
not gonna
these
tell
things.
Penny. That's stupid.
Okay, and again, you're leaving out some people here. You can't tell anyone at all. Not Addie, not Penny, nobody.
Hey, why not Addie?
Cause not Addie. She's not a part of this. You're being very quiet. Do we have an understanding here, Till?
Bill just nods her head as they're
Listen,
very tactfully
yeah.
doing their best not to think of the fact that Addie and Ember spelled out Henri and while ago, so in fact knows a lot of the shit.
Listen, even as you would put it, all of this is weird and dangerous and complicated, okay?
Okay, but actually, no,
If-
okay, here's the thing. I
if
kind
you-
of do have to tell Addie parts of it because she's the one that's figuring out how to get the brand off my back safely. So I kind of need to inform her about the whole, you think that I'm going to turn into an amorphous monster blob.
Well, can you at least phrase it in such a way where you don't give away all this shit? Just say that you're in relative danger and that the brand was put in place to hold back whatever that danger is.
I will do my best. But she
I,
is
I'm
a smart cookie.
I I feel like you're telling me this now, but you're planning to spill when you're in front of Addie. I very much encourage you not to do that, please. Again, I'm
I
really
will
sticking
listen
my
to
neck
your
out here.
encouragement and make my
Oh my
decision.
god. Encouragement. No, this is an encouragement, Till. If anything, it's a very nice demand. Please don't do this.
Oh, I've been demanded by a lot of people in my life. Have I ever listened to them?
No, but if you care for me and respect me even just a little bit, you would know that I put myself in a certain degree of danger telling you these things. Okay? There's a reason that we hold it close to our hearts and we don't get close to
Yeah, 'cause it's a
people
cult.
and we don't make friends. It's because this stuff is meant to stay secret,
Is it
okay?
also because you're
And
like breaking all the rules at this point and really don't want it to get found out that you got kids? Like, is that like a key important part of this whole don't talk about it part?
the existence of my kids is known, okay? That's not what I'm worried about here.
Oh, so they're just waiting and watching if they have to kill them too. Okay, got it.
It's a whole complicated thing, Till,
You
okay?
keep
Right now.
saying it's complicated. Just
Yes, because it is
explain it to me.
complicated. Because it is fucking complicated. Before we get to any more explaining, I need at least some kind of promise from
because
you
the
that
whole
you can.
your legacy shall not be found in your progeny. Your blood shall be passed down to all as those all before and after you. Any seed that is sowed is an abomination. I can count 4 abominations, including myself, with those words. So if they know they're alive, why the fuck aren't they dead? Why the fuck am I not dead? I'm coming back to this motherfucker.
As crazy as it might seem, and as batshit as you think people might be, it's not a very what's the term? It's not a very easy pill to swallow when you think you have to kill a child, okay? That tenet is a very old one that hasn't had to one that hasn't been enacted for a very long time, and now suddenly there's 4 of you shits running around, okay?
Are you
So yeah,
gonna
it's a
brand
little
your children like and it to me? Is that
no,
something you're
no,
waiting to do?
no, no. I love my children, okay? I hate the position they were born in, and I'm trying to be the best father I can be for them. Every day, I fear
You're just
what they
waiting
might.
for them to turn into an amorphous blob of nothingness.
I don't know what I'm waiting for, Till. Okay. When you become a parent, you bring something into the world that you know is fragile, and you know that they're surrounded by things way out of your control. And obviously, my situation is a lot more drastic and a lot more dangerous. If I had the choice, I don't think I would have brought them into this world. But at the end of the day, they're here, and I have to live with that.
Do you regret the choice of having them?
I regret the challenges they have to face.
That's not answering the question.
I would say that at first I did. But now I don't know.
So you do regret having them. At some point you regretted having them.
Yeah, of course. Wouldn't you if you were in my hands? In my shoes?
Here's the thing. I'm in their shoes. But I can't I mean, I guess I can't imagine what it's like to not have a parent regret you were born. You should pretty easy to not have kids, honestly. Just don't fuck someone.
Again, this wasn't supposed to happen. like close to
And yet it
impossible.
happened 3 times.
Well, they're freaking triplets, okay?
Oh, right.
Trust me, if it was one after the other, I would have kind of stopped a while ago.
But you... I'm trying not to be mad. Because I know that a lot of what you've told me is stuff that you genuinely believe is true. And could be true. I don't fucking know. It probably is very scary to consider if you are 100% convinced that it's true. But you're lucky the kids are as young as they are. If they were any older, and they're going to start picking up on that regret. Even if you hide it. So, to figure out how much you regret having these kids before they pick up on it
That's the
and
thing.
wonder
That's the thing.
why dad doesn't love them as much as they think he should.
That's really stretching it, Till. I love my children more than anything else in this world. Okay.
And loves me.
I wouldn't. I don't know what to call what your mom feels. I don't know if I would even call it love. Okay. All I'm saying is that trying to convey my feelings into one word, it just doesn't fit. Okay. Yes, I love my children, and I love the joy they have brought me since they've been brought into this world. But it's such a hurtful thing when you're constantly clashing between one thing to the next, both love and fear. Because at the end of the day, no matter how strong I am, there's nothing I can do for those kids. But yeah, I'm not asking you not to be mad, okay? You have every right to be mad. That's why once the chance appeared, I took the chance to tell you all of this. And now all I'm asking you to do is to use that information, but not to drag more people into this. That's all I want.
I can't figure it out on my own. That's the bare minimum. I can't do it on my own.
I understand that. I'm not telling you to do it on your own. I'm just saying be cautious with what you say.
Ah,
You don't have to
I know.
lay everything bare.
I know. But also I know that Addie and Ember are really good at keeping secrets. So.
That's the thing about secrets. You feel like you can tell someone, and then that person is more than willing to tell one other person who is so good at keeping secrets.
No, I trust them explicitly. That I say do not repeat this, they will not repeat it.
I trust you too, kid. That's why I hope you will at least consider my warning.
I'm considering it. And I respect the fact that you are asking me. I am going to tell Addie and Ember. I'm not going to tell Penny. The only thing I'm going to be telling Penny is stuff about, like, my dad. And the fact that someone pretended to be him in Morgana. But any of the other stuff with your group, I'm not saying shit to her. Because that's how I start an argument that causes so many problems.
Okay. I can agree to that at least.
Yeah, I was not going to go to Penny and be like, you were so right about Henri's cult. They're definitely totally evil.
You're not going to tell Addie about my group, are you?
the specifics, the vagueness that I need to be able to do this safely, get my brand off safely.
Okay.
I said like a liar.
Listen, kid, if it comes to the point where you think you need to tell Addie in order for you to get the brand off, whatever, in order to keep things safe, just let me know. And I can do the same for Addie with what I did with Ember.
What did you do with Ember anyway?
I made Ember a Grey Blood. It's a position of trust. They're people outside of our order, or rather people who haven't undergone the ritual, who are trusted with certain key information, and who are in the known. Mostly people who are in the know, basically. There's a good chance
So like what, you just had her hold up her hand, swear she would never tell anyone, and move on?
Something like that. Basically, she would be in a sort of circle of trust with me. But if she steps out of line and puts me in danger, either way, I'm in danger with what I'm hearing.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna be stupid like I was a few months ago. We're just going around willy-nilly asking questions because I've never been outside, really.
Okay.
Can I, real quick, try to talk to Athelstan and your sword, Henry?
Why exactly?
Like gestures toward their bag where the fucking journals are. Maybe I want to figure out, perhaps, why my father's words were faked. Why Athelstan potentially saw the future and set these things here. You know, a few key questions that I don't trust God's almighty to answer. I don't expect Athelstan to answer me truthfully either, but I'll at least get a third biased opinion.
Okay. Henry takes out his Athelstan sword. Probably places it on Till's hands. It's a bit on the heavier side, so it's got like, oop.
I have a 15 strength, man. I'm not.
All right, big boy.
Big boy.
Okay. So you put your hand on the sword and you ask?
I kind of just like, in my head. I presume it can talk in my head, right? Like that's how the last time I conversed with it went?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of go, hey. So, you and I would really appreciate it if you and I could have a conversation, because I'm getting a lot of conflicting information, and I'm very confused and could use some guidance, because also I don't know how to handle a conversation I'm going to have with your daughter, and I'd really like to have a little bit more knowledge before moving forward and like potentially really upsetting her. It would be really wonderful if you could like talk to me, please.
So you're not expecting a reply. You don't really.
I was like 1 for 4 try.
Yeah, you're not expecting a reply, but you keep talking, and then you mentioned your daughter, and in your head you can hear my daughter. Penny? You know Penny? Is she with you, Penny?
No, Penny's not here. It's just me and Henri right now. Penny's back in Nova Ether.
In Nova Ether? She's supposed to be
Yeah.
in Immermont.
Have you not had a conversation with? Oh no, you haven't. Have you? So she got sent out to assassinate Henri, I think. If I remember right. And now she's traveling with us because I managed to play mediator and not have them kill each other. Correction, not have Henri kill her.
Henri would know what happens if he kills her.
I don't think Henri really cares.
I need to
what
speak with
happens?
Penny. No, I've wasted too much energy already. I need to speak with her.
You have 2 days until we get there. You'll have time to recharge. I gotta know some things about my dad, Claudius. Please. Please.
If you promise to take me to Penny, please. I need to
promise.
speak with her. Fine. What is it?
So
I can't talk for long. I can never talk for long. Henri. This was all his fault.
moving on.
Moving on.
You DM real quick. I got confirmation that from Athelstan at a past point that he knew Claudius, right?
Yes.
Like yeah. And that, just to confirm, because it's been a bit, he was the one that like gave the order to set the journal in Morgana, yeah?
That is what the person who handed you the journal said.
Yeah. Did you give orders to set supposedly one of Claudius's journals in Morgana for me to find in the future?
No, Claudius kept his own private journal on him. What journal?
Okay.
In Morgana?
So someone. What was that? Could you type that out, Moss?
It's in NPCs. Razanir, half-orc priest of the Temple of Kelvamore.
Yes,
yeah,
thank you.
Thanks. So I got a direct, like, not order, but like advice from Lathander to go to Morgana because something of my father's was there, and Razimir, the half-orc priest of Kelvamore,
something
whatever
like that.
Gave me a journal that said that you had given the order to keep it there for me in the future. It's not his journal. It's someone pretending to write, but it has truthful statements, like how the fact that my mother killed Claudius. I'd really like to know what the fuck is going on and why Lathander would direct me to something that is a lie, that was telling me to continue Claudius's fight.
Lathander, where did you get this? This message from Lathander.
I prayed and had a conversation. I've had 2. One, he left a note, or he left a response on a note that my father had left me with a very fancy curly L. And then the second time I had a...
Are you sure that note was from your father?
Yeah. I am 100% sure it was from my dad. But then the thing is, I was really, because like the whole thing was like, if you're reading this, I'm dead. And I was just like, hi, Lathander. I'd really like some answers, please. Anything. At all. And then he went, go to Morgana and like the Church of Kellamvor.
Can I have your name again?
Alana Blackpearl?
Yes. Helana. The gods are not Till, yes. Don't always believe what the gods tell you. They're just as flawed as mortals. And they're not all seeing.
Lathander's golden boy.
They're not all seeing, is what I'm trying to say.
Like, I feel like
Lathander gets as much information, especially...
You've literally fucked him. Like, I would hope that he'd know if you said, like, what you, like, directed...
No, hold on. That... We're not going to talk about that.
He were you pregnant with Penny?
We're not talking about that.
Okay. So then, but he would know, wouldn't he, like, have known that it was fake? Because you didn't say to put it there, and at the very least, he'd know that you didn't put it there? Why wouldn't he just, I was in Port Town, why didn't he just direct me to my dad's house?
I fear there's something at play here.
Is there anyone that would know about me in the future? Or, like, 20 fucking years ago, and be setting up a ploy for me to go against, like, my mom?
Till I've been
And
dead for a while.
yeah, I don't know, it would have been set up a fucking 20 years ago when you were still alive, jackass!
I'm also
Sorry, I've had
not
a
all-seeing.
yeah, but you're apparently smart.
The DM isn't.
Okay,
That's a
fair.
joke. That's a joke. I know
It's just,
exactly what I'm doing here. It's
is
just
there any reason you can think of that someone would want 20 years in the future to stick Claudius's kid against the order of bitchless bitches?
there are a lot of people who would
Okay,
try
someone
to
that could
pit.
convincingly say that you gave the order.
I mean, Claudius did mention that Anne Black Pearl was estranged from the rest of her family. Have you ever met any of the other Black Pearls?
Athelstan, I wasn't even allowed out of the house from the ages of 14 to 21. No, the fuck I did not meet the rest of my family. I didn't even wait. I have other family? Hold on a minute.
Henry
Oh,
told
Wait
you
a
that.
goddamn minute. I have other family?
I believe Henry already told you that before.
Henry was like, yes. Fucking. Hill and me forgot this. It's been a very long couple of months
it
for
sure
my child.
It's been a while since we had a consistent session.
But also, I think that was like a fucking session, fucking 10 or so. It would have been a while ago.
Yeah.
It's like, wait. Okay, so what's the deal? Why is she estranged from my family? I've
Claudius
never
never
met any of
mentioned.
them. Does Claudius have family?
That's a good question.
Believe his parents are dead. I remember something about his parents being dead.
Yeah, his parents are definitely that old guy that you were talking to, where you found out how to get to his fantasy
Yeah.
condo. I think he
Yeah.
mentioned that his
Yeah.
parents, Claudius's parents, were dead.
Yeah, but it's one of those, like, I didn't know. But Till will kind of think of what the journal looks like, the fake one, to kind of give a, like, do you recognize this handwriting? In any capacity, do you recognize this handwriting?
No,
Or no, Razmir?
no, I don't, and I'm sorry, Till, but I need to conserve my energy. I can't talk right now, and I have much to think about.
So,
Penny,
just real, one last question. Did Lathander lie to me, or did Lathander get tricked too, do you think?
if I know Lathander, he got tricked. Don't tell him I said this, but he's not exactly the smartest of the bunch. And he should know Penny is not in Emermont City. I can't believe this. She's supposed to be
Yeah.
safe.
He was raised in a cult. Like, isolated from society, raised as like a put you and Lathander on a pedestal, out for revenge, which, I mean, okay, that's reasonable, but like full on definite. I have things against organized groups of people. I have a thing against authority, but like that, her whole church's deal is just no offense, Church of Lathander is weird. Like, as weird as I'm learning about the stupid cult of Broken Chain or whatever.
No, I need to go.
Okay. And then when he's gone, Till just turns to his sword and says, like, turn on Henri, like, you need to feed your sword more.
Hmm?
He has quote unquote limited energy.
Oh yeah, he doesn't talk for very long.
Also, I
Henri
promised
Chapin.
him that he could talk to Penny when we get back.
Oh, that's not happening.
Why?
Because I said so.
No, give me an actual fucking reason.
He's been a pain in my ass since day one. I don't want him to get
That
that.
doesn't matter. Give me a reason why you deny a father and daughter a chance to speak. That isn't because she's a warlock. That isn't because you don't like her. Give me a genuine reason. Why?
I think not liking someone is a pretty good reason.
Henri.
I just told you. Well, what did he say anyways?
Promise me that you will let her have at least a short conversation with him. I will be in the room. You can be in the room.
As a wise man once said, I will consider it.
Okay. That's fair.
Like I said, I will consider it. What did he say anyways?
First off, he has no idea what the fuck's happening. Second off, Lathander probably got tricked and didn't lie directly to me. And also, he told me not to trust all the gods because they are not infallible. And that Lathander is stupid.
Well, that's a first. Must have been a rough couple of years in the sword.
Oh, also, he absolutely fucking hates you and blames you entirely.
I figured as much.
How did he end up in your sword?
I started hearing him after I killed him.
Did he, like, curse you? Or something? Like,
I got no idea. I tried to talk to him the first couple of years, but he only ever really pops up to annoy me.
Or it's actually because he has a very limited amount of energy, from what I've gathered.
Oh, that could be it.
So it feels like he just can't talk that much. So you're
Yeah, I mean, you're the first person who's ever really talked to him outside of me. I was really
also, he
trying.
wouldn't have talked to me if I didn't make the promise about Penny. So like I kind of
Ooh.
Yeah. Like if I want to be able to bother him about information in the future, I need him to talk to Penny.
Till, here's a nugget of wisdom for you. Don't make promises for other people. Tends to not end up well.
Yeah, well, I can just take your sword and dimension door away. So
I will stick him under a floorboard somewhere then.
just consider it, please.
I will
For me.
consider it.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. But yeah, I mean, before you, I thought I was really the only one that heard him. I thought I just went crazy.
Oh, also, speaking of crazy, sorry, I just remembered this happened. I had a really weird fucking dream last night.
Okay.
Like, a bunch of blackness, gooey blackness just kind of shot across the ground and swallowed me whole, and the only reason I kind of didn't, like, miss a fucking pier was because Penny cast Dream on me to have a conversation, which was very nice.
Was this after a conversation?
Yes.
Henry takes 2 steps back.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm sure it's nothing.
You know, I had a dream before where the stupid three-eyed raven did this stupid black tar shit before.
What?
Yeah, like right before we got jumped. Stupid fucking raven showed up in my dream and was like, Caw, you made a mistake. Caw, you dumb fuck.
Wait, what did he say exactly?
I don't fucking remember.
I also don't remember.
I don't remember.
I think he said run, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, till it's just like, I don't remember, man. Something like run in an ominous voice that didn't explain what the fuck was going on or what the fuck was happening. All I know is there was a three-eyed raven, I was a boat, and the water was black tar light. And this time it tried to consume me.
God, I wish you would have told me that before you got jumped.
How the fuck was I supposed to know? what the fuck that meant. Why would I have told you about weird fucking dreams back then?
I don't know, man. I figured maybe you would have put 1 and 2 together. You snooping around and suddenly you get a crazy dream.
Okay, so I kind of did put it together, and then that was also after all of Sailor Lunai's, like, all of the fucking eclipse shit, and finding your weird cabin. So, you know, not a little bit of time frame between snooping around and getting in the dream.
It looks like he might have been warning you then.
I don't think run would have helped. Run's nondescript. Run where? Run from what? Run from who?
I mean, when I hear run, I run. I don't know.
When I hear run, I ask why.
It doesn't seem like he was around for very long to tell you.
No. I don't trust bitchless McBitch.
Can you
Here's a
not?
question.
Can you not call him that,
Has it
please?
changed hands? Has the white changed hands in your lifetime that you can?
Yes, about halfway into my term into the order.
What was the context of it? Did they just die of old age? Was there a whole ritual? Was there a blood sacrifice?
Yes, they retired.
You're allowed to retire?
For the white, retirement means death.
Okay, so there was a blood sacrifice.
Less a blood sacrifice and more old age. The white is a very tiring position, you could say.
What does the white even fucking do? What do the colors do? What is the point of the colors?
Well, the colors kind of manifest themselves after the ritual. They tend to be tied into your position of things, your talents, and whatnot.
Okay, sorry, that's what I meant. What the fuck does each color represent? Organizational structure-wise.
Oh, you mean like in terms of the council?
Yes. No, in terms of the rainbow.
Okay. In terms of the rainbow. I can't fucking tell, man. Give me a second.
Oh, you need to know what the colors do?
No, I have it written down in a certain way.
Oh,
So
okay.
I
I was at this out. I know it off the dome,
Yeah, I
except
do
for the
too.
purples. I can never remember the purples.
I do not remember the purples. I know the purples off the top of my head.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Well, let's see. There's red, yellow, blue, green, purple. Those tend to be the main heads of the council. Yellows are they control the flow of information. They're historians.
Okay, so they're in a position of power that has a lot of knowledge or history, so like a college or a library or something.
Yep,
Cool.
pretty much so. I'm guessing
Oh.
back during your little escapade, you might have ran into a yellow.
No, I was just asking around a bunch of libraries. I didn't go to like any of the colleges or anything.
They tend to be
I mean,
scattered around.
I went to the wizard school's library.
That might have been it.
Oh, he's in charge of the school?
Charge of the school? No, I just mean in terms of running into a yellow.
Oh, a yellow, not the yellow. Okay.
Yes. Exactly. It's not just the councils, there's people under them.
Okay, so what does the green do? Because green was the one that tried to, like, jump me, right?
Yes, that was him. Or at least he's the one that kicked things off. I'm still not exactly sure why that all happened yet. Green, or at least the Greens in general, they're in charge of gathering intel, uncovering secret information, that kind of thing. Espionage and whatnot. They get the information that we need to aid our hunts, basically. And also keep us ahead of the curve.
Okay. So yellow probably told green, and then green went, well, I gotta kill a bitch.
As far as I'm aware, yeah. I'm not sure why he was trying to kill you. Yeah, I don't think you got nearly enough information to warrant that.
I don't even remember the information I fucking got, man.
As far as I could see, you were just
Basically,
asking around.
hey, where's my warlock? Really? That's all I was asking? Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, Moss just gave me context for what
Yeah, yeah.
I had asked, and it was like I had only asked like, "Hey, my friend's thinking of becoming a warlock. What the fuck do I do to help?" And that got me jumped.
Well, you doing the warlock stuff, you were asking about blood-related curses and things like that. So if you're asking like one after the
But
other,
that's really not a until sitting there's like, okay, no, the information I asked really should not have gotten a hit that quickly.
you're
Oh,
correct. That should not have happened. That isn't the way it usually happens.
well, is there a risk of me being stabbed in a back alley?
Right now, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Again, I had a whole council meeting regarding the whole situation, and it was agreed on that you're safe.
Okay, so then what does my mom do? What's the blue do?
They sort of serve as ambassadors for the order.
My
They
mother?
help, yeah, they help ensure that governments, royals, whatnot adhere to the pact of break
Oh,
no
okay,
pact.
so so she's been threatening them. Okay. Never mind,
I
I can
wouldn't
see that being my
say
mother.
I
It's my
wouldn't say
mother.
exactly threatening. It's more
Henri.
that we're all on the same.
Henri.
Do I think that she has the capability of threatening someone and stay in line? Of course, but if they stay in
Henri, that's
line,
how
there's
she
no.
raised me.
No, yeah. So she's a very good blue, you could say.
Excuse me?
Yeah, well, she's very good at her job. But yeah, the blue for several generations now has tended to lean towards your family.
Why is my mom estranged from the rest of her family again?
I don't, with the conversations that I had with your mom back when we worked together, she was a bit of a black sheep, you could say.
What, were the rest of my family all nice and huggy?
No,
Sympathetic and empathetic people?
they're just as cold. At least I
Are
think
they
so.
also a part of the cult?
I mean, you're kind of born into it, yeah.
Again, with the whole progeny thing, I feel like this is just like...
Well, the whole progeny thing that only really goes into effect after the ritual, as far as I know. You Black Pearls tend to make sure that you have descendants before crossing over. I'm
Okay,
not
so
sure
where is the rest of
exactly.
my family?
Good question. DM, do I know that?
No, actually. Henri was like, "That's none of my fucking business. I got my kids to take care of."
Wasn't really any of my business, and wasn't very talkative of her family, so I can't say I quite know. But if I had to make a guess, she might be running into them soon.
Oh, lovely, fantastic, wonderful.
Due to the
At the
gala and
gala or
whatnot.
because of other shit?
Gala, for sure.
Great. Wonderful. Good thing I'm not going to be introducing myself as a Black Pearl.
If you want any advice, I would advise you to keep your distance away from them.
I plan on it. Okay, so then, what do you do? As the red.
As the red, I monitor the hunt.
What does that mean?
We reds tend to be on the front lines. You know, muscle, grunts.
So one of you reds killed the warlock in Nova Ether?
Maybe. Any
Who
color
gives the
could
most unimpressed deadpan face at him?
have. I've been, as you can see, I haven't been quite keeping up with my job, so I don't know exactly who was assigned to that particular person. But if I had to guess, it could be a red, but it could have been any other color, whoever's available, really. But reds tend to be more in line for frontal combat.
Okay.
But
And then the purple does what?
our jobs do go past the scope of just killing warlocks. Might be hard to grasp, but the actual dangerous warlock doesn't come up until after some time, until someone comes up on our radar. So in the meantime, we tend to keep ourselves occupied in the hunting of monsters.
Okay. So what does the purple do?
They serve as a figurehead for community outreach, basically. It depends on the purple and where they focus their energy on. Some might just focus on outreach, while others might try to wiggle themselves into religious sects.
Do what?
Keep their eyes on things.
And use like what? What? Why?
Make sure nothing gets out of line. You've seen how, what's the term you would use, cult-like Penny's group is.
Yeah, so where was the intervention there?
The intervention there, what do you mean?
Like, why didn't you step in when it started being a cult?
What Penny's whole thing?
Yeah. Like, if you're supposed to be, like, keeping an eye, wouldn't you have, like, put fucking
Uh,
spies or something in there? Like,
I
handled
mean,
it?
we only step in when things get out of line. It isn't really our place to outrightly dismantle religion, even though I think that would be great.
I'm not saying to outright dismantle religion, but when they're raising a child as, like, a martyr. Oh, wait,
Again,
no, that's also your guys' whole thing. Never mind.
wow. Again, there's limits to what we can do. We really only step in when it's necessary.
Yeah, fine.
Let's just say
until
that let's just say that the main pantheon of gods, there's been examples of them stepping out of line and using warlocks to cause some really bad things to happen. So it's good to keep your eyes on
and a
things.
cleric massacred a bunch of like fucking monster folk people. I don't remember the name of the country. During a
Zixclesia?
war. Ecclesia. Like, being a warlock does not mean inherently evil, nor being used for power.
I never said that we were hunting inherently evil people, or more hunting down the tools of those who would do evil, that being these beings.
Soldiers are tools of people that would be used for evil.
Again, if a cleric step out of line and there's something we can do, I'm sure that we would step in and do what we have to do. We've done it before. It's just
You're missing my point.
Sorry, what's your point?
Your argument that it's you're eliminating like the tools being used for evil. And you'd have to get rid of the whole army, the whole government system. Like, everything can be a tool that is used for evil.
No, that's true.
So it feels really narrow-minded.
I'm just saying that when it comes to the scope of damage that could be done by, say, a single person versus a whole god or entity, it's way different things. There are beings out there that wish to strip us of our freedom, of our way of life, you know?
There are people here that wish to strip us of our freedom and way of life.
That is
My
very true.
mother being an example.
And that's true. And I hope there's always going to be someone that steps up and stops them. And it's been our job to stop those lines of people that align themselves with these beings. Again, Till, this isn't an argument about taking down bad people. It's making sure that the things that have happened don't happen again.
Okay. Until kind of just like rides further ahead, to kind of just end the conversation because they clearly like fundamentally disagree, and they just don't want to keep arguing about it.
Listen, Till, have you ever heard of the city of Enclave?
I have a feeling you're about to tell me about it.
Well, have you?
Have I? Yeah.
No.
No. No, of course I haven't, because I have a feeling it's a city that you guys successfully wiped out, and/or the warlock successfully wiped out of existence, and you're going to use this as a great teaching moment of why you do what you do.
Oh, yes, it was razed to the ground by warlocks in the name of Tempest. Happened during the Civil War. It's actually, where was it? Where is it close to? I think
It
you
was
might have
near the
mentioned
Wayside Inn.
near the Wayside Inn.
When did this happen? And what's
You're
the Civil
asking
War?
me or are you asking Honorary?
I'm asking whoever would know the answer to that.
Justin, do you remember how long ago we said that was?
A couple thousand years ago, I have written down.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, you're using an example from a couple thousand years ago. So relevant.
Yes, because between then and now, we've been here. When it comes to that city is one of our greatest failures. Besides that, there's the blight of Shantae, the flooding of Amos. There's countless examples, Till. I'm not just saying this, I'm not just talking out of my ass. I've been spending my whole life fighting these things, these people. Okay? I've seen things, I've fought against things. I know what it looks like to fail. And I know you don't quite understand, but this is the life that I've lived for a long time. This isn't something that we like to do, it's something that we have to do.
That is always the greatest excuse.
When it comes to life or death, I will live by excuses then.
Yeah. So does my mother.
And look where it's gotten to both of us. I think you can see now why me, and you could say by extension she, wanted you to keep your distance away from all this.
If you wanted me to keep my distance, you should have killed me. Newsflash. Apparently my existence is tied to this shit. So, at some point, even if I had never left the house, someone would have done something. Key me in. I would have found something because my mother slipped up. You cannot keep secrets, especially from your kids, for their whole lives. It doesn't work.
I know that too.
If you both wanted me not involved and you don't want your kids involved in the future, you should have killed us. Until we'll just keep walking it, like keep riding their horse further ahead.
All right, Hunter would just follow close behind, I guess.
Until does not talk to him for the rest of the ride back.
Fair enough.
Okay. And I
Their first thing they'll do, sorry, real quick, the first thing they'll do when they get to the city is be like, look at Honor, be like, go to Addie's house. I'm gonna go pick up my armor, and then come back. Because I want to get that before I fucking forget.
yes. So
I
you
have
can do that.
crepes to pick up. I'll see you at Addie's.
Yep.
So we can go. Bones, I know you did say you have to get leave at
Oh, yeah.
11. Either we can call it now, or you guys can explain about what you found in the crypt.
I think we can do the found in the crypt stuff, and if there's any
Oh.
smaller RP.
Largely, I don't think
We
the
wanna-
idea wasn't that we'd be explaining what we found in the crypt. It would be us going, "Hey, have you guys heard of the name? For reasons, don't mention this to anyone outside of our group. But have anyone heard of the name Reginald Sinclair?"
I think we can do that next time we play and just have smaller RP stuff. If Mars
Yeah.
has to go to bed.
Yeah, I do have to go
Yeah.
to bed.
And Addie's just making lunch for everyone as we sit when we get there.
Yeah, she's stewing. She's cooking.
Literally.
Might actually be making like the gem of true seeing. Finally, oh my god, I need to bake that so badly, guys.
Till,
Alright.
as really quick before we go off.
Oh yeah.
You are. You put your horse back.
Yep.
and you go to get your armor, and
I love
someone.
my elven chain shirt, please. Can I pick it up first?
Yes.
I have to attune to it, but I really just like it.
Yeah. You pick up your armor, it's all great, everything like that. You give the person the money, etc., etc. I think I already told you how much it was back when we
I think
first
I already
started doing
paid
that.
for it too. I already paid for it.
Yeah. And as you leave, someone bumps into you roughly.
No,
And-
fucking watch where you're going.
And they don't say anything as
Oh,
they
no.
pass you by and just kind of turn a corner and you don't see them again. And you take a few steps and then you stagger. And you put a hand to your side and it comes away bloody as someone
Yeah.
has just stabbed you in the street.
Passive perception, baby.
And that's what we're gonna call it for tonight.
Well,
You've been stabbed in the street.
Do I at least get a look at the person who I bumped into?
With that 9 passive perception, no.
I could have rolled a look at the motherfucker, but yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, roll. Roll
Let
to see.
Let me see how bad this is going to be, because knowing my luck and how it's been going, I'm gonna get a natural 1 for a 0.
You're probably gonna get a nat 20.
No, I got a 19 minus 1 for an 18.
Oh.
See, there you go.
I was really offended that they got bumped into.
Till is still angry about the whole conversation with Henri.
So,
yeah.
as you know, like as you're walking by, you do get to see a good look at their face. However, it's not their face that you notice. It's the fact that you know for certain that this person is a changeling as they bump past you and keep walking.
No. No. How
Hate crime, maybe?
bad have I been stabbed?
Let's roll! Yay!
Yay!
Oh, no.
Stabby stab.
Oh no.
Let's roll some dice.
Like, I know I asked for this, but like also I'm regretting the consequences of my actions immediately.
Oh, you probably won't get hurt too bad.
That sounded like a lot of dice you were rolling, Ike.
It's not a lot of dice. Ooh. Hold on.
Not a lot of dice, he says.
Fuck. Hold on, let me do the math.
The nice thing is I have a solid amount of health.
How many hit points do you have? Like, come on.
I have 89.
See, you're fine. You're fine.
Damn,
you
you have
only
so
get
much
20
more than
points of damage.
Oh, from a dagger?
Damn.
Probably a sneak attack or something, bro.
Yeah, holy shit. Ow.
Motherfucker's a rogue.
He got stabbed good.
You know, I'm just gonna have to hope that there's no poison on this thing.
Something, Addie Azamar bullshit. Or Penny, but Azamar bullshit.
There's no poison. You know, you get the feeling that whoever stabbed you was just, you know, stabbed you as a greeting, maybe.
Feeling a little frisky.
The Brooklyn experience.
The Bronx experience.
The Neverwinter experience.
Real talk. Was this hooded figure wearing Tim's by chance?
Did I get a good look of at least the face that they had as a changeling? One of those
Yes.
like
Yes, the face was medium dark skin, elven ears, kind
the fuck
of
is stealing my shtick out here?
what is it? About 6 foot tall, and was wearing kind of like an overcoat because it's raining.
Damn, Till out here fucking stopping the rain around them, like minutely, gets stabbed, and then suddenly just gets fucking soaking wet. So it's like, oh, this sucks.
God damn it.
This is miserable. Could I end session with them pulling out the sending stone and going, I just got stabbed?
Absolutely.
Addie, you got what?
See.
On our way.
Welcome to the club, kid.
All right. Good night.
Good night. That's where we're gonna call it for tonight.
Oh my god.